Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, and Blackbird, issue number 6. This is going to round up the first arc, the first volume, essentially, once this goes to trade paperback. And I do recommend grabbing it in trade paperback, but make no mistake, you are not going to understand exactly what the frick is going on because they refuse to tell us. And I really thought they were in this issue. Unfortunately, that was simply not the way that it was meant to be. Some might decide that. But, I bet you one of the names that I name here are probably one of the people who decided that. So let's investigate. Artist Jen Bartel, writer Sam Humphries, layout artist Paul Reinwand, colors Triona Farrell, letters Jody Wynn, and designer Dylan Todd. Main cover Jen Bartel, and Tula Lotte does the variant cover. So let's get into this mother fat heads. Check this out, all right? We got Clint, who, it turns out he's like the coolest one. Clint is the coolest mother effer there is. He was like the most stuck-up, prissy type mother effer that there was. And what happens? He turns around and he's actually trying to do good in the world of mortals, by magic users. He's trying to make up an example for everybody. There's this liquor store, kept on getting robbed. The one guy even wound up getting shot in the shoulder at one point. So he's like, all right, I'm going to do this thing. I'm going to make a back room, and I'm going to use it for my own purposes to hide things, even from my dad. But what happens is every single time somebody walks in here with a gun and they're thinking, I'm going to rob this place, they get the idea they're going to really rob the place, but it's all an illusion. In fact, it never actually happens. Now, they still get to keep the money. Why? Because the money actually comes from the Zam Cabal, the magical sect, the magical order that he belongs to. But the cash register never actually loses any money. Now, how does that actually work? It's magic. There's no explanation. It's magic. How does Superman fly? Because he flies, all right? How do you fit a 12-ton elephant into a freaking regular old refrigerator? You open up the door, you put it in, you close the door. That's it, right? Like that's how magic works. You just do it. It's said. It's done. So that's really cool. He specifically does this to be an example for everybody else. Now, mind you, that's just a little tiny bit of what happened in this issue. In reality, it's, I want to say Jen, excuse me. It's Nina confronting her mom. Yeah. And she hits a truth spell on her mom, so she's forced to tell the truth. The problem is she's purposely delaying everything. She's letting it drag out, and it shows. Unfortunately, they don't address it, because if they addressed it, it would actually feel a lot better. This just felt like Nina was just crying her eyes out the whole time, and her mom just kept on gaslighting her the entire time. Realistically, she was just, peppering her answers and repeating her answers, like giving redundant answers for the most part. This issue could have been better if a little bit more was explained. Unfortunately, it wasn't. It wasn't to be. She just kept on saying, you have to trust me, you have to trust me, you have to trust me, don't join the Zam Cabal. So she even knows the plan, and she won't tell her daughter. It's funny. Here's somebody who you haven't seen in forever. You realize still alive. You now hate this person for lying to you through a mission, nonetheless, about their existence, their continued existence, and that they're magic, and they kept on calling her crazy baby and all these things. And basically, you're a terrible piece of dog trash to this human being. And this person's just realizing it. And you think you have some kind of authority over them to suggest that you're just going to say, don't be a paragon. That's, even if she wasn't thinking about being a paragon, I'm going to give you an example. Do you remember the time that Storm and Black Panther in Marvel Comics broke up? And Black Panther goes and calls Storm, and is like, they're talking on the phone like, hey, I'm sorry we broke up. Listen, could you just do me a favor? If you're going to sleep with people, just please don't sleep with Wolverine. And she's like, really? Don't you think she's more likely to sleep with Wolverine when that happens? So likewise here, don't you think Nina's more likely to do the thing? And guess what she does? She does. We finally understand why the book is called Blackbird. And it's simply not very fulfilling. I'd rather them not have even answered and just said, oh, it's called Blackbird because it's called Blackbird. It wasn't really very fulfilling. It's funny, this final issue, this sours the entire series for me. I like the series. I still stand by it. And I still say you should grab the trade paperback if you haven't been buying the floppies. But I gotta just be honest, man. this issue, seeing that it's the final part of this arc, of this part of the storyline, even though the others were great, not good, great, this one fell short by a lot. So it just sours the whole thing. And I actually don't think I want to continue with the book anymore, if they're going to continue with the book. I was really disappointed the way this ended. And I'm not saying I won't read the next issue, but man, it's not going to be something where I just pick it up and go, ooh, like I usually do. It's going to be something where I go, do I actually want to pay money for this? Yeah, because I really don't like the way this ended. And it feels like there's not enough story for them to tell, so they're trying to stretch it, and that's just, it's not cool, man. It's like these poor people with diabetes who are stretching their insulin supplies, not realizing that you might as well just not take the insulin if that's going to be the case. It sucks, but yeah, this really fell short. Anyway, guys, like I said, I still recommend the trade. Definitely go and check it out. See it for yourself. If you haven't been reading the floppies, check it out for yourself. Don't listen to me. What the hell do I know? This might be the greatest issue of all of the 6 issues so far, in your opinion. But in mine, anyway, guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.